AskReddit. Subscribe for more videos.
What's the worst thing you ever did as horny teenager? Fingered my then girlfriend in the backseat of her parents' car as we were driving home from her grandfather's funeral. I don't know who's more effed up, me or her. That's one way of remembering pop. Back in the day, if your parents were home, there was nowhere in this town where you could bang. The cops patrolled every dead-end street and every nearly empty parking lot. So I got the bright idea to pull my car alongside other cars at a dealership lot and use that as a spot to bang in plain sight. Never got caught, but if they were checking the cameras, someone saw a lot. Got caught in the dark end of the school parking lot once. I have no idea how long the cop was sitting there. He suddenly just turned on his spotlight and my girlfriend popped right up. I'm pretty sure the cop got a full view of her tits cause he let us off after asking her to step out of the car to ask if she wanted to be there. It was awkward, but me and her started joking and laughing about it from the get-go. One thing I remember the cop asking me is what made you choose the school parking lot, and I just said, "'Cause it's dark." My BF and I scrounged up enough money for an hour at the local motel. Soon after we realized I locked the keys in the car. We had no money and couldn't call anyone, so we broke a window out. Played dumb the next day when my parents saw my window. You can totally get into a locked car with one of those door wedges and a coat hanger. You just use the door wedge to pry the top of the door open and then use the coat hanger to press the unlock button. Around 16 years old. 16 years ago, before handheld screens were a thing, I got drunk alone at my parents' and printed off almost 50 pages of close-up vaginas, and plastered them all over the bathroom wall with thumbtacks. After an awesome 360 degrees wank session, I went to my room and passed out drunk before I could dispose of the evidence. My sister walked into the vagina room before I got rid of it. She still jokingly brings that up, over a decade later, as if that was embarrassing enough. Soon after, my father used the computer for work reasons, and had to use the printer. There was one gigantic vag left in the printer queue. Edit. Thanks for the silver and gold. Not entirely sure I'm proud of it, but super thankful either way. Used a can of dry shampoo to masturbate with, only I used the capped end. The lid came off and got stuck in my vag. Took ages to get it out as the edges of the cap were stuck behind the opening. I bled a little. That sounds funny and awful. However, at the first sentence I was trying to figure out how I could whack it. Penis. With dry shampoo. Haha. Wasn't me, but in swim class I saw a girl put her nether parts against one of those water jets. I did this as a kid, without realizing. Now I cringe every time I think about it because my parents and a whole bunch of random strangers 100% saw me doing that. I did that too, and not even for a sexual reason. I had a big brother growing up, from the organization, not related at all, and one time he took me out to some public swimming pool. The jets just felt funny to a 9-year-old. When he was dropping me off, he told my mum that I discovered the water jets and they started laughing. I had no idea why. My husband and I have been together since high school, and there was a rumor he got his penis stuck in a Gatorade bottle. He had to rip it off and thought he broke his penis. His friends would straight on rag on him. I think he confided in one and they told everyone. I never actually believed it, but a couple of years into marriage and he admits it was true. Edit. He was very adamant I clarify it was Gatorade and not Powerade. Edit 2. My highest rated comment by far now is about my husband sticking his penis in a bottle. Thanks everyone. My parents like traveling even though we don't have much money. We finally went to Washington DC, so we wanted to spend loads of time. I got super horny and I nutted in the Lincoln Memorial bathroom. That's exactly what the founding fathers created America for. You know, I thought I was a really horny teenager, but reading these comments makes me feel like a Puritan. I used to jerk off in the living room whenever I felt like it, and to this day I don't know if anyone found out. Edit. I had a blanket over me and I made sure I wasn't sitting next to anyone, but they would walk by me every now and then and I had to stop. Orgasm 10 times with an electric toothbrush in a day. 9 out of 10 dentist recommend. The 10th dentist could not be reached for comment. She was locked in the bathroom. Toothbrush noises could be heard through the door. I jerked off in the empty apartment under mine when I was 17 and I thought that was risky. Reading these comments I'm like holy fuck. Reading these comments makes me think that we're not as far removed from monkeys as we like to think we are. I thought I was home alone. My parents walked in on me and a vacuum cleaner getting acquainted. My dad couldn't stop laughing. My mom was horrified. Later on, it was the most uncomfortable dinner ever. My dad just sat there snickering in between bites of meatloaf, while the only thing my mom said to me the whole time was Adam, eat. Soon after that, I got the talk from my father. Edit. This got lost, so I'm moving it here for those asking. It created this airtight seal around my dick, but if I lifted the hose just slightly, it let enough air get through that it created a significant amount of vibration, which felt pretty amazing if I remember it correctly. Yes, I did finish in it. It was actually my second go round within a half hour or so when they caught me. A dent ended up forming in the top of it because it overheated thanks to a lack of airflow. Later, my dad basically told me to stop sexing the appliances and to keep my distance from the wet and dry vac. Masturbate 17 times in 24 hours. Edit. A few people asked. No, I wasn't taking anything and I'm a guy. Also thanks for the gold. The last 4 was just your whiner coughing up dust. Dry heaving. Make a makeshift fleshlight. You get a glass and put 2 sponges in the glass with a rubber glove in between them, then I put it in between my mattress and bed and fucked it. Worst part, since I used hand cream for lube it dripped out on the carpet. I have a dark blue carpet. Jacked it with shampoo from hell that made my dick shed like a snake over the course of a week. Oh god, I did that once. I think it was Pert Plus. The trial and error of finding good lube sucks. Found my parents' back massager with an attachment that cupped the head of my cock. Used that sometimes. Mom found out once or twice, and I'll never forget her saying, I know it feels good, but. Not me, but a friend of mine swims up to me and another buddy at swim practice. Hey guys, have you ever whacked it and your balls hurt after? Nah man, you might wanna get that looked at. Yeah, I didn't think beating it that many times before practice would hurt. How many times? OIDK, like 20 or 25. I've posted this before but deleted it. But I grew up in a very conservative Christian home, so asking my mom for birth control and or condoms was not an option, so asking to get a dildo was out of the question. So in my infinite wisdom, I improvised and would use the glass banana from this decorative bowl of glass fruit my mom kept on the dining room table. I knew how dangerous it was, but it was a risk I was willing to take. The banana luckily never broke, but it was still shameful to have to sit at the dining room table every night for dinner being reminded of my dirty little secret. Used a banana as a dildo. It was wrapped in a condom, but I made the mistake of peeling it first, so it just turned to mush. I cut a vagina in my stuffed koala from Build-A-Bear and went to town. Well, those bears are supposed to be customized for you. Masturbated into an empty fast food soda cup in my female friend's family's living room while having phone sex with my girlfriend on their phone, while my friend was in the other room trying to ignore what I was doing. This is an answer that is laudable in its simple honesty. I took 2 Ziploc bags and put warm water mixed with lotion in them. Mixed them together in the bags and put them under the mattress right on the edge. Was going to town on it and it felt amazing. Until one of the bags burst and got liquidy lotion all over my mattress. I had no idea the damage until years later when I moved out. That spot was moldy and super gross and I had no idea I was sleeping on that for years. Humped a hole in microwaved watermelon. I do not recommend. Edit. I used a sliced cross section, so it was a circular disc of unfruitful bliss. How the hell did you fit a watermelon in a microwave? Asking the important questions. I put my phone on vibrate, then put it next to my clit. Were you expecting a call or just very patient? This wasn't me, but it was something that the brother of a friend did. Basically, he was getting hot and heavy with his GF and noticed he did not have a condom. I guess he really wanted to have sex and he really wanted to use protection. Basically, he made a makeshift condom out of a Ziploc bag and some rubber bands and proceeded to have sex with his girlfriend with it to completion. Kudos to him for sticking with wrap it before you tap it though. TLDR. Ziploc brand condoms. I was the official porn distributor for my middle school. This was before Pornhub and smartphones. I was a good writer, so I would take commissions to write you and your crush self-insert erotica. If that wasn't up your alley, I had a massive binder of smut printed from the early internet. I'd staple stories into booklets and loan them out to other students based on whatever ship or budding kink they were into. Helped at least one of my friends realize he was gay. I have no idea how we never got caught. Would be a thing. My then girlfriend, now wife, at her mom and stepdad house. I spent the night there. They let me sleep in the bed with her but told us no fooling around with each other. I was 18 or 19 at the time, she was 16. She lived with me at my mother's and father's house. Anyways, she had one of those beds that was metal, had those metal rods that needed screws at the top and bottom. Bed was loud, squeaky as F. Anyways, we started doing the deed. Her stepdad was at work but her mother was home sleeping. We get almost done, a thing, bed fell apart. The bed was made out of aluminum and she had hardwood floors. So needless to say, when bed fell apart you heard about 20 or 30 bars falling on the floor. Her mom woke up, came in the room. I'm there on bottom at full mast while wife is on top butt ass naked in the process of getting off me. Her mom laughed and said, "Yup, we loosened up the screws and bolts. I hid a girl's shoe in the dryer so she'd stay at my house longer. We ended up having sex." "How did you go about giving the shoe back?" "I just told her I found it in the dryer but denied putting it there. It was pretty funny." I masturbated hands-free in my math class. I wasn't actually a teenager, I was about 12. Still, I didn't get caught and I wonder how 12-year-old me had the guts to do that. And for anyone wondering how I did it, I used my thighs to add pressure to my crotch. It's a bit difficult but it works. Don't know if a guy can do it though. Edit. Your upvotes have increased my ego to the size of the sun. Thanks guys. Not me, but I just found out what my nephew did and I couldn't stop laughing. My cousin, Femel 46, was moving towns and had to stay with my sister for a few days. She went into the shared bathroom to take a shower and in the shower was a pocket pussy fleshlight thingy. She told my sister and my sister was completely embarrassed because the only other person that uses that bathroom is my nephew, 16 years old. My sister threw it away and later confronted my nephew and their conversation went like this. "Sis, I found your toy in the shower." "Nephew, what did you do with it?" "Sis, I threw that disgusting thing away." "Nephew, that was expensive. You owe me a new one." I died laughing when my cousin told me this story. Can you imagine telling your mom she owes you a new pocket pussy? SMH. I was about 17, and I was seeing this guy and we wanted to have sex. We both lived with our parents so he got a motel room that he paid for using all of his money from a recent cash job he just did. It was the cheapest one we could find and was connected to a truck stop. We had a sex marathon that night. I felt like a prostitute minus the fact I didn't get paid. I cringe every time I drive past that motel. Humped a mattress and ripped my banjo. True story. Edit. Physically felt it rip followed by a ton of blood. 1/10 would not recommend. Edit 2. Over 2000 karma for ripping my penis. Jesus Christ on a bicycle. Probably taking my hairbrush and shoving it up my vagina in my family's communal bathroom on a fairly regular basis. To say the least, I could have literally opened a door and looked into my parents' room. Most of my time was spent muffling myself. That, and using shaving cream and shampoo as lube. Separate occasions. Multiple times because I like the slight burn it gave me. Edit. So apparently my most upvoted comment is about me shoving shaving cream up my note tunnel. Fun times. During high school, make out and fool around with my ex in the back of his parents' car while they would drive us home. I would wear low-cut shirts or deliberately avoid wearing an undershirt to allow easier access to my breasts. Even made him come while we were coming back from Florida and had to hurry inside a visitor center to wipe off my shirt and wash my hands. We also fooled around in my bed at my house with the door open and my stepsister in the room. We would stop or put a blanket over us if we heard footsteps. Also had, not so great, sex in our room at Disney World and in his car in a parking lot across from my church. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment and subscribe for more videos.